We should be on it already.
Hi, everybody.
Heather did a tech check, she said.
It's funny, on my watch it popped up.
Okay, then I should.
I'll turn the volume down so we don't get feedback. Look at this. See that right?
Okay, live.
It's fine.
Perfect. That's us. There's a little delay. See, that's me standing there, sending it to talking to Noah.
We'll leave it up here and flip this out the whole time.
I'd prefer not, but
You don't think
if that's
that's a
your
good
cup of tea. I guess does that help to make sure it's working?
I just want to see myself because it makes me feel good.
The weird thing is it's not live doesn't actually mean
Yeah, I know
live.
what you mean.
I'm gonna go look for the bar mitzvah boy. Did your brother run away? Instructions to you on page 151. Look at that. I almost opened right to it. So after I...
Do I read this?
I'm leading the whole congregation in this. When we're done saying this, I'll point. You say this. And once people are standing, you're singing this. Okay, and then you say this. And then you... say this, and you go, oh, you can look at my book if you need to, it'll be right next to you, okay? And then I pick up, and then a little later, so the just important thing is that you, we're going to be standing up, remember you and I face that way. When we get through all of these things, we turn around and you say this, and then we turn the page and you say that, and then we do that, and then Michael sings. You might be at the piano. Are you at the piano for Ritze, or are you up here?
Yes.
And then those are your big things. The big thing is the Shema. So the important thing is to follow along. It's 6 o'clock. Feeling okay? High five. Do we need to do an Asher fan? One Asher fan? That wasn't as big as you normally do.
just told me to stare at the back of the room, just like I look at the wall.
Is there anybody in your family that were like, you know you're missing? See your mom, see your dad.
No, like everyone's here.
Weren't people here so we can stare?
Everyone who's doing anything is here.
Oh, we can.
Yeah.
Deep breath. You got this. It's practice. Yeah? Are you ready to sit? Okay.
Now?
Start. And we'll sing people in hopefully. Thank you, thank you.
Hey, Matzo Kumanai, Sheverahi Gamja. Hine Matzo Kumanai,
We're not on it.
Sheverahi Gamja. Hey, Matzo Kumanai, Sheverahi Gamja. Shevedachim gam yahad, hine matzov manai. Shevedachim gam yahad.
Shabbat Shalom. I think they can do better. What do you think? Asher, you think they can do better? No? I don't know, maybe Asher is challenging all of you now. But I'm going to pass the power, even though he doesn't think you can do better, off to Asher in a minute. But let me just explain. When we say Shabbat Shalom, you are invited just to repeat it back to us, saying Shabbat Shalom, and we are just wishing each other a day of peace as we enter Shabbat. So although Asher is challenging you and doesn't think you have any more ruach, any more spirit, I'm going to pass the power off to you. You're going to wish them a Shabbat Shalom, and let's see if they do it any louder. You ready to try? Yeah. Let's go for it.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
They did it. They beat your challenge, right? Yes. It always happens that way. When I get to pass the power off to the bar mitzvah, I feel like everybody has more energy. How great it is for us to be together, to celebrate Shabbat, to come together from near and from far, and to celebrate Asher becoming a bar mitzvah this Shabbat. In order for us to enter Shabbat services, I'm going to invite you to open up your prayer books. It is the thick blue book in front of you. I'm going to invite you to open up to pages 120 and 121, where we find our readings and our blessing for lighting our Shabbat candles. And I am going to invite up Rachel, Madison, and Charlene to join us right up here to lead us in our readings and our blessings. You're right here, you're going to stand right here. We're going to do the English reading first, and then the person who's lighting. Wonderful. I'm going to invite whoever is physically lighting our candles. You can perfect. You can light both of them. Maybe. I promise I didn't give you trick candles.
Asher Kidshanu B'mitzvotav V'tzivanu L'chadlik ner Shel Shabbat.
Thank you so much to the three of you for helping us welcome Shabbat. You may head back to your seats. I invite everyone to turn now in our prayer books to page 124. As we read together at the top, please join me. We enter this sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured, a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Now we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer. We turn now to page 138 as we continue welcoming Shabbat, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nikava.
Continue this theme of welcoming as we welcome the ministering angels of Shabbat with the words of Shalom Alechem, which are on page 142.
Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hashamet, Malachei Elyon.
What is your favorite part about Shabbat when you're at Jacob's camp? It's a loaded question. Do you have a favorite part?
The music.
The music?
Yeah.
Nice. Did anybody out there hear what he said before I repeated it? No? Do you want to say it a little louder so they can hear it coming from you?
The music.
Nice. The music. Do you want to know what my favorite part was about being at Jacob's camp for Shabbat? How many people in this room have had a chance to spend Shabbat at Jacob's camp? I think there's a few people here. Nice. So, my favorite part for my first Shabbat at Jacob's camp was the transitions. And what do I mean by that? Every moment is intentional. So before we even started Shabbat services, we gathered, what's that place called where they hold the talit over everybody's head?
The valley.
The valley. Nobody heard you again. The what?
The valley.
The valley, right? So we gathered in the valley, each bunk and unit together, and they held talit over all of the campers' heads, and we said a prayer and welcomed Shabbat before ever we went down into the beautiful outdoor space where we prayed. But even before that, it's the very first thing. Do you know what I'm thinking about? That I heard.
You walk.
Before the walk. What's the very first thing I heard my first Shabbat at Jacob's this past summer? You don't know what I'm talking about? Does anybody in the room know what I'm talking about? No, you don't know what I'm talking about either. Anybody? What happens? Some people are on this side of the lake, and some people are on that side of the lake, and what tells us it's time to do the walk?
Oh, the music.
Okay, the music, and something happens. He's like, just tell me. You don't remember what I'm talking about? So this past summer was my first opportunity celebrating Shabbat at Jacob's camp. And the thing that started Shabbat for me was that a large group of campers on this side of the lake screamed, Shabbat Shalom, Jacob's camp. Do you have no idea what I'm talking about? And then a large number of campers on the other side of the lake screamed, Shabbat Shalom, Jacob's camp. And it was this beautiful transition from the week at camp. Do you know what I'm talking about? You're like, I'm still doing my hair during that moment, right? Are you still fixing every last piece of
They're
hair?
probably still walking over.
Still getting ready. Yeah. That's what the tall medium boys were still getting ready. Yeah. But there was this beautiful transition moment where they scream Shabbat Shalom across the lake at each other. And that's what tells us it's time to go into the walk that Asher talks about and then end up in, what's that place called again?
The valley.
Did any of you hear him? Try again.
The valley.
Nice. The valley where we had talit over all the campers to do a prayer. And what did it teach me? It taught me that even the moments of transition can be beautiful. And now you're all thinking, why in the world is she telling us about this now? Our prayers, our liturgy, has intentional moments of transition in them. There are moments where we prepare ourselves like we have to welcome Shabbat and to welcome each other. And then we get to the moment where we are now, page 144. This prayer, our Reader's Kaddish, is used to transition us. So hopefully at this moment you're allowed to think in your mind of your to-do list, wrap it up in a nice little envelope, put it in your pocket, and don't think about it again. Whatever you didn't get checked off from this past week, let those burdens be left aside and use this transitional moment to enter Shabbat fully ready to celebrate, just like I saw those Jacob campers celebrating when they screamed, unless they were doing their hair like Asher, Shabbat Shalom across the lake at each other. So I invite you to do whatever you need to do. Maybe that is take a deep breath. Maybe that's stretch. Maybe that's think for one last time that to-do list that you didn't get checked off. And then put it all in your pocket and let us transition into Shabbat with Reader's Kaddish, page 144.
Yid Gadal V'Yid Kadash Shemei Rabbah V'Yamad Yivrach Yirtei V'Yamlich Malchutei B'chayei Chon U'Vyomei Chon U'Chayei D'Chol Beit Yisrael Ba'Gala U'Vizman Kariv V'Meru Amen Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Ve'alamol Mehamaya Yitbarach V'Yishtabach V'Yitpa'ar V'Yitramah V'Yitnaseh V'Yitadar V'Yitaleh V'Yitalal Shmei D'Kedusha B'Richu kol birchata v'shirata, tushvechata v'nechemata, damihira b'yama v'meru. Amen.
As we turn the page to page 146, I invite you to rise. May be seated. We continue reading together on page 148. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Sevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Let us read together on page 151 in the middle. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than the holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Please rise. Shema
Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated. We continue chanting together on page 154.
Et Adonai Elohecha, bechol levacha, ubechol nafshecha, ubechol meodecha, v'hayu hadevarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uvleftecha v'derech, uvshoktecha uvkumecha, Ukshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tizkeru, va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'hitem kedoshim le'elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lihiot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. We read responsively now, alternating by line, page 157 in the middle, and I invite you to respond with the indented lines. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory, and the earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages,
Time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one in peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
So let us sing together, page 158.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, norah tehilot, osef eleh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh.
I want you to think for a moment about something that makes you feel peaceful. Is anybody willing to share something that makes them feel peaceful? Yeah. Asher, is there something that makes you feel peaceful?
dessert,
Dessert? Any particular kind?
macarons,
Nice, nice. Sweet treats. That's a good one. Yeah.
Listening to music that's instrumental, not necessarily with vocals, like jazz and things like that at night.
Nice, thank you for sharing. Anything else? Things that make them feel peaceful? Oh, waterfall. Ooh, nice. There are certain things we just kind of get lost in, right? I think waterfalls. For some people, it's like a campfire or flames. Anybody else have any things they want to share that make them feel peaceful? We've come to the moment in our evening service where we are reminded that no matter what is going on in the world, in our lives, in our homes, in our minds, that we can always find that moment of peace, that some kind of sukkot shalom, some kind of shelter of peace can come over us. Let us continue singing that piece of prayer that reminds us of that Hashkivenu, page 160.
Eloheinu
are told throughout our Torah that we are supposed to guard and to remember Shabbat. Each one of us probably has a different way that we feel like we do that. For some, it's coming to a space like this to celebrate a young man after working. You've worked pretty hard, haven't you?
I guess.
You guess. Oh no, volume up, man, volume up. Our little inside joke, right? Volume up, yeah. Whatever it is for you to celebrate Shabbat, I want you to picture that in your mind now. The idea of lighting 2 candles instead of 1 is because of that exact reason. Because in our text, we aren't just told to celebrate Shabbat, but we are told to both remember and to guard. So whatever that is for you, I invite you to picture it in your mind as we continue on page 162 as we sing Vishamru.
Vishamru et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, l'doratam b'ritolam, beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti
I invite you to turn the page to page 164, where you find the beginning of our Amidah. We will sing and chant this together on the following few pages on the right-hand side of the page in Hebrew. I invite you to join along in the chanting, to get lost in the other prayers on the page, or focus your heart on whatever your individual prayers are in this moment. Page 164, I invite you to rise.
Adonai sefatati ufi yachiteni latecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohe Avotenu V'Imotenu,
Please be seated. Page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise.
Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Page 174. We continue reading together on the top of page 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulacha ne'eh lehodot. Let us together pray for peace, singing the words of Shalom Rav, page 178. continue now with a moment of silent prayer. At this moment in our service, we turn our thoughts to all of those in need of healing, healing of body, healing of spirit, and healing of mind. Our UJCBR prayer of healing can be found on page 371. Tonight, as a community, we think of Joy Lewis, Lucy Silva, Minna Yentl, Mordechai Ben-Dina, Rowan Hausman, Anna Carlo, Judy Roheim, Frida Tamara Batliba Bela, Menucha Pesa Cherny Umosha, Gretchen Haynes, Steve Sinkoff, Ruby Smolinski, Lee Kaplan, Jennifer Casson, Vicky Furstel, Storm Matthews, Terry Stern, Judith Von Brentnell, Kaylee Barron, Zisel Yentl, David Berman, Harvey Schwartzberg, Maxine Cohn, David Leak, Carol Smolinski, and Maureen Corcoran. If there are others you are thinking of in need of healing, if you'd like to share their names aloud, I invite you to do so.
Gary Silverman and Marilyn Camp.
For the names we heard aloud and those whom we hold in our hearts, let us together pray for healing.
Bless
Taking my first steps into the dining hall each summer, even though I know what to expect, is overwhelming. Campers and staff quickly eating together in a space where sound definitely echoes. It is overstimulation at its best. But year after year after year, I can't wait for this chaotic experience. I can't wait for the definitely not gourmet camp food. I can't wait to eat so quickly that sometimes I am finishing my meal and clearing the table at the same time. I can't wait for the echoing voices being so loud cheering that I can't even hear myself think. I can't wait for the magic of camp. Many summers I have been lucky enough to experience this magic when I spend time at camp serving on faculty. And like you heard earlier in the service, this past summer was my first opportunity to be at Jacob's Camp, and I can't wait to continue getting this opportunity for many summers to come. If you've experienced it, you know it. If you haven't, it's hard to learn, but overnight Jewish summer camp is truly a magical thing. Young Jews come from all over to immerse themselves in Jewish culture, sometimes learning when they don't even know that they're learning. Even during meals, there's an opportunity to notice Jewish moments amongst the chaos. At the end of almost every meal, the entire dining hall breaks out in a loud singing rendition of, do you know what I'm talking about? What am I talking about? The prayer, right? Birkat Hamazon. Did you know it was called Birkat Hamazon? Nice. I didn't tell him I was going to call on him this many times. Birkat Hamazon, which is grace after meals. This week's Torah portion, Akev, which Asher's going to chant for us and teach us a little bit about tomorrow, actually holds the proof text that is the basis for Birkat Hamazon. We read, "When you have eaten and been satisfied, you shall bless Adonai your God for the good land which God has given you." The words of Birkat Hamazon as sung loudly in the dining hall, however, were not completely developed from this week's Torah portion. The Torah doesn't actually tell us how we should bless God. It does not tell us the words that we should say or how we should say them. It was actually up to the rabbis of the Talmud to develop this blessing. The rabbis of the Talmud go beyond just thanking God for land, but write a blessing which thanks God for sustaining life. In looking closely at Birkat Hamazon, it is actually unlike any other blessing. For most actions, like we heard when we lit our candles tonight, we are used to reciting one-line blessings that follow the specific formula, Baruch Atah Adonai, or Blessed are you, God. Birkat Hamazon, however, does not follow this formula. Rather, the blessing after meals is not just one blessing, but 4 different blessings whose words and style extend far beyond food. A blessing for God who sustains the world with food and nourishment. A blessing focusing on the land of Israel. A petition to God for protection and the rebuilding of Jerusalem, and also just general praise and thanks for God. Did you know you were saying all of that? You're allowed to say no. You're like, I know how to go like this, right? Yeah. In fact, if you look closely at the words of Birkat Hamazon, it sometimes seems as if each time we eat bread, we take a quick journey through the millennia of Jewish history. The Kotzker Rebbe taught that saying Birkat Hamazon is a fundamental mitzvah because all of us are capable to feel grateful that the earth produces food for us to eat. Therefore, when we recite Birkat Hamazon today, it reminds us to be grateful not for just food, but for everything that we have. I'm pretty sure, though, that the rabbis of the Talmud and the Kotzker Rebbe never envisioned a room full of Reformed Jews reciting Birkat Hamazon at the top of their lungs with synchronized table pounding and hand motions. Again, if you've never experienced it, it's a little hard to explain, but right, there's some of this, and some of this, and some of this, and a lot of stuff, right? Asher will teach you afterwards, right? Birkat Hamazon is only one of the opportunities at camp that allows us to infuse everyday life with a sense of Judaism. It is much harder, though, to notice these moments in our lives when we are not living in a completely Jewish surrounding where they're pointed out and reinforced to us. Most of us who celebrate Judaism as our faith are actually living Jewish lives. We're just not always noticing the moments. When we welcome guests into our homes or invite new people into our communal circles, we are celebrating the idea of hachnasat orchim, welcoming guests. When we encourage our kids and grandkids to use words instead of fists, we are celebrating erech apayim, slowness to anger. When we adopt a dog or a cat and bring them into our family, we teach about loving all creatures, ohev et habriot. Our daily lives are already filled with many Jewish moments. We just need to be able to stop and notice them so we can point them out to each other. It was up to the rabbis of the Talmud to determine how we should bless God in Birkat Hamazon. But it's now up to us to decide how we are going to notice these moments in our lives. May each of us be aware of these actions and continue to create a Jewish peoplehood, no matter if we are immersed in Judaism like at Jewish overnight summer camp, or we're ordering food at a restaurant here in Baton Rouge. Shabbat Shalom. I invite us to return back to our prayer books and open them to page 586. I'm also going to invite Asher to take all of the kids in the room who are willing to participate. I'm not making you do anything hard, and you might get a treat if you do it. Going to follow Asher up these stairs. Yeah, treat. I got it. Yes. We're not gonna have it here. Wait, Asher, you gotta help people. Where's all you? Everybody in the room who's gonna, if you're gonna deem yourself a kid for this action, I'll let you define that. Okay. Come on up. You get to define if you're a kid. I'm gonna invite, everybody's invited. The more the merrier. And their job is to open our ark. So I'm going to invite them to open our ark, and as they do, I'm going to invite everyone to please rise. So this side first. Yeah, that side first. And then don't squish anybody.
Does it go up or down?
Up. Perfect. We join together on the bottom in Hebrew on page 586. Let us read together on the top of page 591. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech. May we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. Ve'nemar v'hayam Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz. Vayom hahu yigeh Adonai echad. U'shemo echad. My friends, at the ark, you may close the ark. You have to close it the opposite way you opened it. So side with the button first. Then you have to push it in and then push that button down. Awesome. Other side. You may be seated. This is chocolate. You guys want candy over there? Harrison, do you want a candy? Shiloh, do you want any candy? Chocolate, lollipop, any of those. Probably should have asked the grown-ups that belong to the children. I don't know if having candy is okay right now. Ask your parents before you eat it, or the grown-up that you're here with. As our prayers draw to a close this evening, we turn our thoughts to our loved ones who are no more. Tonight, we think of those who passed away during this past year: Donald Kim, Hannah Bine, Nathan Zuckerman, Bernie Flicker, Herman Van Oz, Shirley Marvin, Victoria Vestel, Morris Bonadonna, Lynn Schmulin, Jerry Black, Abraham Hutt, Ronald St. Pierre, Josh Yellen, Celestina Kovacevic, Margaret Shaw, Albert Frankel, Jerry Adams, Stephen Zuckerman, Erwin Shabe, Jeannie Samuels, Robert Berenson, Stacy Summer, Alvin Mykoff, John Carlson, Ruth Ann Miller. We also think of those who died at this season in years past, whose family members are observing the Yortzeit, the anniversary of death on this Shabbat. Dorothy Allison, Carolyn Bronfman, Peter Bush, David Cruvant, Morris Fishbein, Ben Glayer, Meyer Horowitz, Myrna Khan, Bernard Kaplan, Yetta Kaplan, Miriam Kaufman, Bertha Klein, Rebecca Lolke, Betty Jo Mabry, Dee Dee Mayer, Herman Moyes Jr., Barbara Painter, Pearl Rayner, Maureen Rosen, Hilda Rotenberg, Rena Shabe, Joseph Van Oz, and Albert Weintraub. If there are others you are remembering this evening, if you'd like to share their names aloud, I invite you to do so. For those names we heard aloud and those whom we hold in our hearts, we turn together to the words of Mourner's Kaddish, page 598, and I invite you to rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach hirotei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dekol Beit Yisrael, v'agala uvizman kariv imru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei dekudashah barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shamaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, huya aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May all their memories be for a blessing, as together we say, Amen. You may be seated. Going to invite up Mark Sager, representing our board, to share some announcements with us. Thank you.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, Mazel Tov. Asher, you're doing a great job so far. I know tomorrow you're just going to sail through it, right? Right? Okay, all right. See, that voice is getting up there. It's going to be great for tomorrow. Tomorrow, please join us for morning services at 10:30 a.m. as Asher is called up to the Torah during services. There will be no Torah study or minyan tomorrow. Tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m., we can join the Saxey family on Zoom to mark Havdalah. On Wednesday, August the 16th at 6 p.m. for a fun night of game show hosted by Micah Hart, where we will learn more about each other's stories while we enjoy food, drink, and good company. So the food and drink begins at 5:30, so don't be late. On Sunday, August the 13th, join either the Brotherhood or Sisterhood for their annual meetings to meet people and plan for the year. And everybody is welcome. If you're not already a member of either one, please still come. They will never turn anybody away, and everybody is welcome. We need to register. You can register now to join the Sisterhood sponsored trip to the Museum of Southern Jewish Experience on August the 20th. And again, this event is for everyone. For more information about other programs and events and happenings, look at the weekly emails, the newsletter, call the office, send smoke signals up, whatever you guys want to do, you will get whatever you need to get. Thank you to Michael, where you at, for the beautiful music as always tonight for Shabbat. And please, everybody's invited to, after services, to join in Oneg in the social hall behind us here in honor of Asher becoming his bar mitzvah. So, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you. In a moment, we will join together in a little kiddush and a little motzi, the blessing over our wine and our bread before we get to go eat. Is your favorite treat over there that brings you peace? Yeah, Asher's favorite treat. But let us first, we do a little Oseh Shalom, or yeah? Let's close out by offering even more peace to the world as together we sing Oseh Shalom. And the words are the last three lines of the page we were just on, 598.
Oseh Shalom v'romah, Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
I'm going to invite Asher to go down in front, and he's going to join Noah and Jennifer. Come on up for Kiddush, which can be found on page 123 in our prayer books. Page 123. One of the three of you can have the honor of uncovering and lifting that wine glass there. Page 123, and once they figure out who's gonna lift that, I invite everyone to please rise. Someone hold the cup. You can take the lid off of it too, the little. Let us join together. Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen, baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lamikrae kodesh, zecher letziat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu, baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. L'chaim, take a sip. No? No? No one wants a sip of wine. I don't even know if it's wine or grape juice. You'll have to tell me. Manischewitz, it's the good stuff. Aged for many years. I'm going to now invite Sienna. Asher, you stay there, but joining you is going to be Sienna, Ariella, and Ben. One of you or all three of you, will you uncover the challah which is down there? Which version are we doing tonight? Camp tonight too? Friends in the front, we want to do the camp version or the motzi? Join with me. Ha-motzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, ha-motzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom. My four friends in the front, take some, rip off some challah, eat some. All of my friends, please join us. Take some challah if you like, and then join us in the social hall for Oneg. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
You did it. Day one. First. Okay, tomorrow. Good practice tonight, right? very welcome. Shabbat shalom. I'm gonna put my stuff down. I don't know, Michael, if you need water, but there's unopened bottles. James put them up here for
I
us.
saw that, that was so nice, perfect. You never know, the one moment that I need it and it's not there, I'm like, oh no.
Yes. James takes care of us.
So the services kick off at 10:30 tomorrow?
10:30 tomorrow.
And I'll be here by 10 or so?
Okay. I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna get here earlier because the family's getting here earlier and I'm doing a little, some of the family members who are participating, we're gonna go through a few things.
Okay.
Perfect. I'm not a very formal person, you know that by now.
No, I know.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Services are supposed to be fun.
Should I get with Michelle about, I don't remember the email about the cue sheets for high holidays, does she have them?
I shared them with you, I shared Google Docs with you
For high holidays?
for high holidays.
Alright,
I think I shared, what the main ones, I don't know what else you're gonna, I did.
Just the era.
2 evenings and 2 mornings. Rosh Hashanah 1 and Yom Kippur morning. If they didn't come through, let me know. They don't always use Google Docs properly still, but I shared some Google Docs with you. And Michelle's been taking notes in there, so if you open them even before you talk to her, you'll see musical questions and stuff. And then I think probably best is that you and Joey and Michelle figure out what the best rhythm is, and
Good.
I'm okay with everything.
Okay.
She will probably, I think some cool things could happen. I think she told me she's also gonna bring her guitar.
Yeah. She
And then we have, whenever you're playing piano, then
also plays piano.